Hello, I'm Rabia Tuboboy and you're watching Buckingham News. The University of Buckingham is top in the country for student satisfaction and staff-student ratio according to the Complete University Guide. The university, which has also topped the satisfaction standings in 2015, was classed as the second best in the region. Nicole Miazzini went to find out more.
Top for student satisfaction, best staff to student ratio, behind only the University of Oxford in higher education institutions in the Buckinghamshire, Bedfordshire, Oxfordshire, Hertfordshire and Northamptonshire region. The University of Buckingham is certainly successful. The country's only private university, having the first independent medical school in the UK and the safest campus in the country, being at the top of the rankings is something the university is getting used to.
We will obviously make sure that our applicants, their parents, their teachers are fully aware of our ranking. So of course it will affect admissions in a positive way, and we're really proud of what we've achieved, and we're also really proud of what our students tell us about the student experience at Buckingham.
The university also ranks top in terms of graduate employability. The Higher Education Statistics Agency reports that 98.1% of Buckingham students either have a job or are studying within 6 months of completing their degree.
Graduate employability figures feed directly into the league tables, so they're very important for the university's standing out there against our competitors, and it really helps us to move up the table. So even with figures as good as they are now, they could still be better, and we would like to continue to improve.
A university of firsts here at Buckingham, sitting atop the standings is becoming the norm. Let's hope it continues into the years to come. This is Nicole Mazzini for Buckingham News.
May has arrived and Buckingham is set for its annual May Day celebrations. May Day is traditionally celebrated as the beginning of spring with dances, cake and singing. We sent Scott Stanley to join in the celebrations.
May Day is a festival and celebration of spring and involves traditional dances, singing, and all kinds of merrymaking. This year, students from Buckingham schools are performing May Day dances at the celebrations taking place outside the St. Peter and St. Paul's Church.
There is no difference from the other May Day celebrations we've had. We've always had a good turnout for this. We've had 180 children for this one, and we're grateful that the weather has been so good, and the better the weather, the more people come to the celebrations.
The earliest form of May Day dates back to pre-Christian times, when Romans held Floralia, the festival of Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers. English May Day traditions involve dancing around the pole with ribbons and crowning a May Queen.
It is really a fertility dance, and it was held at the start of spring in a fair. So you had a fair and you had a maypole dancing there.
Bourton Meadows, George Grenville, Lace Hill, and Buckingham Primary are among the schools that participated in the dances today. I'm Scott Stanley reporting from Buckingham News.
The Franciscan Building played host to the second lecture in the Comparative Constitutional Law series. The lecture, entitled The Boomerang Briefcase, Uses and Abuses of Comparative Electoral Law, outlined the increasing trend of illegal interference with the election process. We sent Taha Mufti to find out more.
Professor Bob Watt teaches us the dangers of abusing electoral law, as last year there were a total of 481 cases of alleged electoral fraud, which was over 3 times the amount of the previous year. The main offences in these cases was of an individual voting for someone else and multiple voting for others.
The lecture focused on Professor Watt's 2013 paper for Electoral Commission, Reflections of a New Structure for UK's Electoral Laws, and also discussed ways in which how to bring down high number of fraud cases.
I actually tried to persuade the current investigation into electoral corruption to widen its investigation into looking at dodgy election expenses, and they refused completely.
The lecturer's conclusion was a unified consolidated electoral law is preferable to a fragmented law with separate legislative vehicles for different electoral events and dealing with different matters.
Let's hope that effective changes are made to the structure of Electoral Commission so that the number of high cases are dropped down. This is Talha Mirza, Buckingham News.
The Royal Latin School held its annual Archive Open Day last Friday. Old Latins and history lovers were among those who participated. Alviano Yusaputra has more on the story.
The archive was opened 5 years ago in Rotherfield House, the school's sixth form centre, with the help of a grant from the Heritage Lottery Fund. The archive covers the history of Royal Latin School from 1908, when it moved from the Chantry Chapel to what is it now, Greenfield Academy, and later when it moved again to its current site in 1963. It also focused on how the First and Second World War had an impact on the school and the town of Buckingham.
The heart of a school should be its students. And for those people who left school, I think it's really important they can always come back and be part of the school, because very often those people can contribute to the school in a range of ways, and they can offer, for example, we study a history of the school, and it's a good way of our current students using the knowledge and understanding and the skills of our former students.
The event saw short talks by old Latins and a tour of the new Discovery Centre, built as a part of the School 600 campaign to improve facilities by 2023, the School 600 anniversary. This is Afiana Saputra, Buckingham News.
In other news, last Wednesday, Aylesbury Vale District Council held a live webcast for Phase 3 of the Morton Road developments. Issues such as flood risks and the Buckingham Neighbourhood Development Plan were brought before the committee. The full webcast is available to watch on the AVDC website. 2 University of Buckingham students came second in the National Sports Law Negotiation competition at the end of last month. Yashwant Krishnan and Kais Barbary were ranked first by the judges in both negotiations and second overall in the National Sports Law competition. Both students were honoured by the Vice-Chancellor at a joint champagne reception with the university's football team, more of which in the sports roundup later. Beloff Lawn will no longer be the main spot for ball games on campus after sports were banned on what is one of the largest green spaces in the university. The green, prominently situated on the Hunter Street campus, has been churned up by recreational sports over the last couple of months, thus forcing all ball games to be temporarily exiled from the site. Get your motor running and head out on the highway. The Chopper Club have arrived in Buckingham. Around 100 members of the Coblington branch of the National Chopper Club came to town this past weekend. Toby Abaje strapped on her leathers and went to find out more.
The roads around Buckingham thundered with the roar of engines on Sunday as the National Chopper Club came to town. Over 100 of the custom-built motorcycles filled Meadow Walk car park all afternoon, with local residents flocking to take a look at the unique designs.
From firemen to engineers, people from all walks of life are members of the club.
Been riding pretty much all since I've been able to ride, obviously. Like everyone else, got passion for bikes, custom bikes. We're all into custom bikes.
Cancer Research UK provided snacks and cakes with other charities taking collections all around town.
The National Chopper Club have bike runs every bank holiday, and they often do a club run out. So they just rang him one day and said, "Oh, do you know, we think we're going to come to Buckingham this time." And so we just thought, okay, well, do you know what? An opportunity to raise money for cancer, and so we made some sausage rolls and some cakes, really.
All the bikes are all individual. Everyone's bike is built to their own spec. You may spend £1,000, £1,500, up to £20,000 on building a bike. So.
Somebody comes to you and they don't really know what they want on their bike. You know, sometimes they'll come and they'll have some rough ideas, and you've actually got to translate that into a workable design that flows over the motorcycle and it's got the right colours and looks fine. You know, you've got to try and do that.
There are no two bikes alike in the Chopper Club. So the next time you see one, take a closer look, because you'll never see another like it. This is Toby Abaje for Buckingham News.
And now over to sports with Zoe Briggs.
Thank you, Abiatu. Mortars were swapped for scrum caps and gum shields as the university's team clashed with Buckingham Rugby Club in the Town and Gown Cup on Sunday. Henry Thompson was at the match.
The University of Buckingham Rugby Club faced off against the Buckingham Town Club in a bank holiday weekend Town versus Gown fixture. The university's team proved to be a formidable opponent, finishing the first half with 20 points to Buckingham Town's 18. Tensions were high as the two teams clashed, with players on both sides showing signs of frustration throughout. However, the university's entire season undefeated stood for little as they failed to keep Buckingham Town at bay.
The rugby club managed to beat the university 48-37. So I would like to ask our Buckingham's captain, Pat Ockenden, to come up and receive this, please. Very old cup.
think that went really well. I think as a team that's not really had much training, no funding, I think we did really well to come out here, bring all the fans along, get quite a decent amount of people out here and really integrate well with the club. When's the next game? Well, that's the end of the season because that's the full 15 season over. There's a chance to play sevens, but that's considerably harder than what we just played. So we have to improve our fitness if we want to. How do we get to the sevens? Well, there'll be numerous tournaments held around the country and we just need to get invited to them. We've had invites to a couple, but it's getting the players involved that want to come along, which is the difficulty obviously being such a small university.
Despite coming away with a loss, the University of Buckingham's rugby team is still hopeful for the future and look to build upon this loss in the coming season. This is Henry Thompson, Buckingham News.
After the University of Buckingham's football club win at the Division 1 League Trophy Cup finals in April, the university had a celebratory get-together last week. Maria Brito Barrero has the story.
Following a long and hard match at the final for the First Division of the North Bucks League Trophy against Willen FC, Buckingham was victorious, winning its first ever piece of silverware.
To celebrate the win, the university has organised a champagne reception for the team here at the Old Town Law Mill, where university staff and students have been congratulating the team on their victorious win.
Also present at the celebration was Vice-Chancellor Sir Anthony Selden and Town Mayor Andy Mahy, who both said some words honouring Buckingham's win.
Just a big thrill tonight. It's an amazing, an incredible event, the best sporting event in 40 years of this university.
Well done to the football team who have done the university proud and the town of Buckingham. Thank you.
I think they are a threat now, and I think I'm very proud that the University of Buckingham Football Club have won this trophy. It's a great moment for the university and for the town, and it's made us feel proud.
I feel ecstatic. I think it's an amazing feeling. It's something to be proud of. And I guess I didn't really realize how important it was till this night, and seeing all of you guys here, all the people supporting, how important the VC takes it, it's actually great.
There's no slowing down for the team as they're playing against City Colts FC this Saturday. Let's hope the Bucks boys don't lose their streak and bring in another win. This is Maria Brito Barrero for Buckingham News.
Fresh from winning the North Bucks and District League Division 1 trophy, the University of Buckingham's football club ended the season in style against City Colts FC. Sherwin Tan has the story.
Saturday marked the last game of the current football season, and Buckingham went out with a bang. The game kicked off at 3:15 and quickly evolved into an intense struggle to score goals. Both teams refused to yield, and the stalemate lasted the first half of the game. Not to be discouraged, Buckingham soldiered on, scoring their first goal just 10 minutes into the second half of the game. An agitated City Colt player tackled a Buckingham player, earning them a yellow card. Buckingham continued to dominate the pitch, scoring their second goal shortly after. City Colt players redeemed themselves by scoring a goal just a few minutes before the game came to an end.
It's the last game of the season till August when the season gets back. So we're just gonna, pack up because the exams are coming up anyways for the university, so it's perfect timing. But like next term, I think the second week of the term, pre-season starts again to get some new players for the new season.
Buckingham looks to climb the ranks of the Football League and will face bigger and stronger opponents in the coming seasons. Shoain Tan, Buckingham News.
And now back to Rabiatu in the studio.
Among the growing number of awareness campaigns is National Walking Month, promoting more than just well-being. National Walking Month also includes two flagship events, Walk to Work Week and Walk to School Week. Tamilore Tayo Oyetibo reports.
Throughout May, the National Walking Month campaign encourages people to take outdoor walks, not only for improving health, but also in appreciation of nature. Simply Walk, Buckingham and District U3A, and Buckingham and District Walking Group are some of the walking groups available to the residents of Buckingham. They offer various programs of walks of about 4 to 5 miles, or 9 to 11 miles. These groups walk locally and further afield, and sometimes these walks include a visit to a place of interest.
The National Walking Month campaign is run by Leaving Streets, an organization that seeks to create a walking nation free from congested roads and air pollution.
This vision, they believe, reduces the risk of illness and social isolation by making walking the primary mode of transportation.
You know, people don't walk for a lot of reasons, because they're too busy, or they just don't have the time, or they don't like walking, you know, or there's nowhere to walk, or they're frightened of walking alone. You know, there's so many reasons.
National Walking Month is promoting its cause by offering 20 fun and easy ways to fit 20 minutes of walking into a day. This is Tamara Taitabo for Buckingham News.
The Jewish holiday of Passover began on Friday 22nd of April and ended on Saturday 30th. Hashia Adebite decided to mark the holiday by cooking up a traditional baba ganoush.
Passover commemorates the Israelites' exodus from Egypt and is celebrated with a variety of dishes. One particular Middle Eastern staple is the scrumptious baba ganoush dip.
To make baba ganoush, you will need 2 aubergines, 3 garlic cloves crushed, 1 lemon, juice only, 2 tablespoons of tahini, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, black pepper to taste, and 1 chopped flat leaf parsley. Prick the aubergine with a fork. Grill for approximately 15 to 20 minutes until the skin is charred and blackened and the flesh feels soft. Blitz together the crushed garlic with the lemon juice, tahini, olive oil and pepper. When cool enough to handle, cut the aubergine in half and scoop out the flesh. Mix the soft flesh with the remaining ingredients. Finish with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of parsley over the top.
Eaten with matzah, the traditional unleavened Jewish bread, or even with carrots, this dish can easily be enjoyed by everyone. I'm Hashia Adebite for Buckingham News.
Thank you for watching Buckingham News. We'll see you next week.